Today I'm going to be joined by the candidates for Position 1. And my first guest is Edgar Babian. Welcome, Edgar. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
And the first question I want to ask is why you're interested in running for the school board and what your background is that gives you some expertise in school boarding.
Well, I want to run for school board because I think the schools are the most important thing for our kids. We have to have a great school system, and we're trying to start a system from the ground up. I really would like to be part of that, and I feel I have some ideas that may help advance the school system and help our kids. Both of my kids graduated from Germantown High. I also graduated from here. My wife was a teacher for 31 years, so I've been listening about problems with schools for 31 years. But I feel that the insight with what I've learned here and been part of this system since I graduated, that'll help the overall system in the whole city of Germantown.
Good, very good. If we're going to start a world-class system from the ground up, are there any practices, any what we call best practices that you'd like to see continued or anything you'd like to see changed? Any programs you'd like to see instituted?
Well, I would like to see some of the great programs like GHS-TV is one of the big programs that needs to continue. We have programs that need to be brought into earlier years. We have to be able to get the kids where they're interested in school. When I was in middle school, we had wood shop and different classes that are not offered here until the 9th grade or 10th grade. We need to move those earlier. We need to bring technology back into the schools, and we need to be able to have it where kids, when they graduate from high school, can be able to have a job that pays well with what they learned while they were in high school.
You're not talking just about computer technology.
No, not computer, everything. They need to be able to be electricians, draftsmen, architects. We need to learn how to be able to edit films, edit videos, work with all kind of electronic programs that are out there. We need to be able to supply the industry in Memphis with people who can hold a job. I heard the other day there's like 19,000 jobs available right now that they can't fill because they don't have trained people coming out of our schools.
Trained technicians.
Technician, yes ma'am. And we need to be able to have where they are trained, and we need to offer that to our children if they want to do that.
Good. What about board practices and how involved a school board should be in day-to-day activity? How much micromanaging should there be?
This is going to be a little bit different from the start because we are basically starting a new school system. We do have a school system, but the board should make policies and procedures and allow the good people that we hire to run the system. The board shouldn't have to micromanage. It'll take a little bit of micromanaging and tweaking at the beginning, but we should go through our managers that we bring in because those are the ones that are actually trained to do what we're paying them to do.
Tell me about some decisions that have already been made. I know there is a place for the office to meet, the official school office to meet. Tell us where that is.
That'll be in the Kirby Woods Mall, I believe, on the second floor.
Second floor up there.
But the city has to be able to have things going for the school system when the board is sworn in. If they don't do those things, there's no way for us to be up and running and able to have a school system in August of this year.
Right, right.
So that's one of the things, and they've worked with different groups to try to coordinate things throughout the school system in the county. I haven't been part of any of those talks, so I don't really know what's going on as far as that.
I keep asking people. Nobody either they don't know or they're not telling.
Well, you really can't do anything because your hands are tied. Until you have a school board, you can't make policy.
Correct.
And the school board is the one that has to make the policy.
Make that policy. You said start in August. The Mayor McDonald of Bartlett, has suggested that maybe municipal schools might like to start the day after Labor Day. Had you heard this?
Yes.
Giving a little bit more time to get organized and off the ground. Are you in favor of that?
Yes. I mean, August is going to be really, really tight. The mayor of Bartlett would like to do that in August to give time, a little bit more time for everything up and running. And starting in August, I feel always is too early for these kids to go. And we need to move it back a little bit.
Okay. You may be the only one who thinks so, but that'll be an interesting discussion.
It will be.
Yes. So, are there any current policies in either the system as it exists today with the combined system, or that when we had just the Shelby County system that you think should be eliminated? Or are there any?
Well, the Shelby County system that we had last year and year before was a well-oiled machine. It appears right now that the system's broke. If you try to call and ask for something at the board, you can't get a hold of them. That has to cease. If you have a phone and you have answering capabilities, you need to be able to talk to the teachers, the students, the parents, and especially the principals. That policy has to stop. We have to be able to know who to call when we need help. There's so much turmoil going on right now that there are a lot of policies that need to be looked into and changed. But when we become a smaller school system, those won't happen. We just need to have good policies, procedures, and follow them.
To begin with.
Yes.
Okay. One of your first jobs will be to hire a superintendent.
Yes.
Any special qualities you personally would be looking for in a superintendent?
Well, they have to be good with children. They have to be good with budgets and finance. They have to be able to pick people. They need to be able to handle disciplinary actions. They need to be able to deal with a school systems that new, but they have to be able to know technology and what's innovated so we can have the best system. We can't have somebody, we have to have somebody that's very progressive and looks for the new things that we need to have. Because we have to partner with industry, business in this area in order to bring industry and business in. We are the ones that create the proper students and the knowledge in these kids, put the knowledge in these kids where they can move forward in their life. So they have to be able to have proven that they have the capabilities of doing that.
Very good. Now, let's talk a little bit about teachers. Everyone will have to reapply. It's a brand new system. The system if they want to teach in a Germantown school, that system, old system no longer exists, and they have to reapply. Do you have any thoughts on whether preferential treatment would be given to teachers who are already teaching in Germantown? Not absolutely first choice, but if all things are equal, would a current Germantown teacher be given some kind of preference?
They should be given preference because they are our school system now. They are what has made Germantown schools great. We need to keep those teachers. I mean, the majority of the teachers we have are great. Some of them are a little bit burned out and they're having problems with the system, and I can understand that. But we need to be able to keep the ones we have and give them preferential treatment.
I'm sure the teachers are delighted to hear
Well,
you say that.
we have to. I mean, they're the ones that have made us the way we are. And it's been very unfortunate. A lot of them have had to retire in the last couple of years because of the loss of benefits, the merger, and things that they would lose if they were staying in the system.
Do you have any thoughts about whether they would maintain their tenure or what kind of benefits, whether they would change, anything like that? Would their health insurance change? Would their retirement change?
The retirement is a state retirement, so it's going to stay the same.
That stays.
The health insurance is part of the county system's health insurance. We should be able to negotiate with that company and possibly keep the same thing. It would be maybe under the city's health insurance. There's going to have to be some kind of health insurance, but it needs to be as good as what they have now.
Very good.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That was a good note to end on.